I'm Allison for Leading Edge Dog Show Academy, and today we're going to go through what's the difference between stacking my dog and showing my dog. So if you've been part of our Excel as an Owner Handler series, or you've watched our Ultimate Guide to Showing Your Dog, or you're interested in showing your dog, I think this tutorial is for you because we get a lot of these questions at Leading Edge. I get a lot of photos emailed to me, and I see it a lot at dog shows that I attend, places I've judged, or just like when I have done live seminars. So a lot of people will say that they, what is the difference between what they do and people that win or professionals? But, I like to say that an empowered owner handler can beat any professional any day of the week. So let's go through it, right? So if you want an in-depth tutorial on how to actually stack your dog, we have tutorials on that, but we're gonna pretend that you know the basics, right? So, here is my dog stacked, right? Her front feet are underneath her, her hocks are up and down at a 90-degree angle, she's wearing a leash, and, basically this is stacked, right? So English cockers are supposed to have the tail that, has a slightly lower tail set and the tail comes out. So also, in a breed specific manner, know where the tail should be on your dog. This is not an American Cocker Spaniel that you would have the tail up higher. So no matter what breed it is, know where the tail should be when it's proper. So even if I started correcting some things, like putting her leash where it should be, she is stacked. Her feet are in the right place. But there's nothing about her that screams, oh my God, like this is a great show dog, or this person is really understanding what the breed should look like and how they should be shown. So let's start correcting some of those things point by point, right? So first of all, for a sporting dog, there are kind of two options. I would like to see the leash out of the way. So it needs to be either gathered in your hand or with a table dog like this around your neck is perfectly fine. It's not distracting, it's out of the way. As well, we don't want the leash like underneath this skin in any way. So if you're leaving the leash on, you're gonna tuck all of that skin in. And this is for any breed that we really want, and any kind of leash that we really want that skin tucked in there. And then, you're gonna keep this nice and tight to her head. I would probably prefer at this point that the leash come out at the side. So again, it's not distracting, right? And I am going to I'm not going to have this skin hanging out here. I'm going to have it all nicely collected, and I don't want her nose down. I don't want her nose up. That changes what her neck looks like, right? I want her nose to be about level with the ground or the table. The other thing is that we never want the head tipped slightly away from the judge, thinking that the camera is the judge, because look what that does. It immediately makes her nose look shorter, and it makes her look like she has less underjaw and lip. So you always want the head slightly towards the judge. Again, the camera in this case is the judge. The leash is nice and tight, and I have any excess skin in my hand. So I'm basically like leaving her legs in about the same place as when I started off and showed you that she was stacked properly, but not really being shown, right? So now, as always, we want to create some tension in her body by like pulling on her tail and really making her pull up and over her front. I'm pulling her neck up and then arching it down. I'm keeping her nose level with the table. And if she starts to move like that, I can put my hand in her stop. My thumb in her stop. We don't put it on the nose. We don't put it on the head. We put it on the stop. Why? We want to accentuate the stop while we're doing it, right? If you have to have your hand there, have it there that's doing something positive for you, right? So again, we're gonna like create some tension in her body, let her lean forward, and have her head in the right spot. I am not standing here like this. I've created also a frame and tension in my body as well, right? And I keep reminding her to do it. You can see she's a little bit lazy. She doesn't want to stand here for a long time. So you need to have the timing down when the judge is looking at your dog as well. And I don't care if your arm starts to burn, right? Like you need to hold your dog in that stack and create that tension, and then let yourself know, okay, the judge is passed. You can kind of let her relax. So the other way that we can do this with a sporting dog is to have the leash removed, right? So sporting dogs are often shown often stacked for the exam or for the last look without the collar around their neck. And we can do the same thing here. And again, same thing, right? We could put all of her legs in the right place, right? And we could just be holding her like this, and she's stacked, but I'm not really showing anything off to the advantage. Her head kind of looks funny because her nose is tipped down. She looks like she has no neck. Her top line, you know, there's no tension, there's no sexiness, there's no, oh my God, that's the cutest English Cocker in the world. And same with my body language. At the same time, my body language is just kind of like, here's my dog, I hope I win, right? You really want to create that tension, that excitement about what you're doing. So make sure that you're doing that even on the stack, right? Like immediately we're creating some tension in her body. We're not holding her tail up. We're arching that neck. See how these fingers are holding the skin out of the way, but look at how much her neck has changed when I'm holding it like this to when I let her hold it like this, right? Like that is a difference. And when you are looking at your dog in the ring compared to other dogs, you think, my dog's neck is as long as that. My dog's head planes are better than that dog's. My dog's top line is great. And all those things are probably true, but what does the judge see? This is one of those things that we talk about when we talk about the best dog in 2 minutes. What portrait, because that's what you're doing, right? You are the frame of the portrait, which is how you have your dog stacked. So do you want to have this old frame that's like standing there and a little bit saggy with your painting? And you know, you can't see how gorgeous she is when we have her looking like this. Again, even just the very act of her nose being slightly away from the judge makes her head look completely different than if we kind of wrap our hands around, you know. And I have a lot of hand like on this side of her face, holding on to her, making sure that we have everything how we want it. We create that tension. We wait till she pulls up over her front, arch her neck down, pull her head up, and her tail's a little bit too high, so we want to make sure it's correct for an English Cocker. We have our frame standing up and out of the way, and here we have her in the correct showy stack. So this is the difference between showing your dog and stacking your dog. Then know some breed specific things. When the judge comes towards them, you want to make sure you're not baiting the ear up. You have that nice low ear set. When the judge moves to go over the rear, you can pull the head up to show off that neckline. Very breed specific to do something like that while you're in the ring. You can even, as the judge goes towards the rear, you could hold on to both ears up and over. Good girl, darling. And there you have it. So obviously Rosemary here has had to stand for much longer than she would have to stand at one time in the ring. So good girl. So the next time you're in the show ring and you're wondering, why does my dog not look as good? Why am I not winning? Why does my dog look as good as those other dogs and is not achieving the same things? Ask yourself, am I stacking my dog or am I actually showing my dog? So obviously today we talked about the breed specific differences between like an English Cocker versus an American Cocker when we talked about tail, etc. But remember that this would apply for every breed out there, right? So are you showing a Newfie that you're going to use a collar to hold up the ears and hold the ears forward? Are you showing a Saluki where you're always just going to be calm, cool, and collected and running your hand down the dog and the breed? So it's just something that you need to remember. What do you want that breed to look like and how you're going to achieve it? But always remember, just stacking all 4 legs in the right position is simply not enough. And of course, you know, I've been doing this for a very long time. It takes muscle memory. That's why we like you to work in front of a mirror. That's why we like you to have your friends record you using their smart device, right? Everybody has a smartphone these days. You can get somebody to record it so you can see the difference between a stacked dog and a dog that is stacked and shown off. And I think that this is really important because once you get that muscle memory in there, you are able to recreate it every single time. Your hands will go to the right places. You'll understand that when the judge walks down the line, especially if you're showing a breed that can be a little bit lazier, when to really turn it on and make them stand right up over themselves, and when you can just let them relax a little bit. So your muscle memory will be built and your dog's muscle memory will be built at the same time. So this is something to remember the next time you're in the ring. I hope that it helps. And good luck out there. Thanks for watching today's video. Please leave us a comment below. Let us know what you thought. And as well, if you have any ideas for future content that you'd like to see, you can put them down there as well. You can head over to leadingedgedogshow.academy.com where you can find our free, premium, and subscription content, and we'd love to have you join us there. As well, don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on those notifications. That way you never miss another free video tutorial. That's it for today. Thanks for watching.